All right, well, welcome everybody to the Carroll Center for the BlindShell Webinar. My name is Dina Rosenbaum. I'm the Chief Program Officer here at the Carroll Center. We're very happy to have you joining us today. With us, we have two individuals from BlindShell USA, Barry Osman and Diane Ducharme, who are going to share some of the features about the BlindShell and talk about its use and talk also about the cell phone plan, right, that people may be eligible for free or reduced cost services. So we'll have Barry and Diane present, and then we'll open it up for Q&A towards the end. And then we'll share some promotions that the Carroll store will be running on the BlindShell phone over the next couple of days. And certainly this presentation is being recorded. For those of you who pre-registered, we will share the recording with you and links to the BlindShell product if you're interested in purchasing one at some future time through the Carroll store. So again, I'm very happy that Barry and Diane are able to join us today. They've been great partners that the Carroll Center has been working with for many years of BlindShell, but also various other products that Barry brings into the country or represents for consumers who are blind. So Barry, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Dina and Jerry. It's great to be here. I want to welcome everyone. And we are excited to officially present and share all the latest and greatest information about the BlindShell Classic 2 accessible cell phone. So just give you guys a little bit of background. Again, my name is Barry Osman, and I am president of BlindShell USA, and I am accompanied by my colleague, Diane Ducharme, who's senior program manager here at BlindShell USA. And one thing I can tell you is that at BlindShell USA, we are never satisfied as far as the status quo. We are continuously developing and building off the incredible platform which we've created to provide individuals with all levels of sight an accessible and tactile experience. So BlindShell USA was formed in 2022, and since then we have significantly grown as far as our exposure or the number of phones across the USA as far as users. And we are growing at a rapid pace because so many individuals out there are really yearning for a device that has physical keypad, buttons, voice command capabilities, and at the same time, a hybrid, if you want to call it, of smartphone features. So our focus is built on the community, providing accessible communication, and we are just continuing to grow. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start have Diane take over here and go into just start exploring some of the features that are available today on the accessible phone.
Okay, thank you. And I just want to make a quick note. I'm not being a diva with the sunglasses on. I had eye surgery last week, so I have to wear sunglasses for a little while. So I want to talk about the BlindShell Classic 2, and our phone is, for those, I'm going to hold it up, but for those who can't see it, it's about 5.5 inches long, about 2.5 inches across, and it's a little less than 1/2 inch thick. It doesn't have anything covering the front like a flip phone does. It's an open front phone. The screen takes up about half of the length of it. The screen is display only. So there's no swiping, there's no tapping, there's no rotary, none of those gestures, and you do not need to see the screen to be able to use the phone. So somebody who has no sight is able to use this phone. So underneath the screen, we have 6 tactile buttons, and those are basically your function buttons. Underneath those buttons, we have a tactile keypad with a very pronounced dot on the number 5. On the left side of the phone, the skinny side on the top is a rocker switch for the volume. And on the right side of the phone, the skinny side, the only button over there, it's about 1 inch long, halfway down, is the voice activation button. On the back of the phone, on the top, you have a camera. Underneath that, you can put your thumb right in it, is a designated SOS button. On the top of the phone, we have a standard headphone jack, and the protrusion is a flashlight. And on the bottom of the phone is a standard USB-C charging port, which you can also plug in a keyboard that has a USB-C connector. So that's the physical component of the phone. But our phone, it does do calling and texting, which, you know, that's what you would think a phone would do. Ours is voice activated, so you can press that voice activation button and say, you know, call Bob if you have Bob in your contacts, or, you know, send a message to Bob, and you can voice dictate all that. But we also have these bars in the middle of the phone, tactile bars. I always say it's like an equal sign, one on top of the other, and those will take you up and down through our menus. So I'm going to go through some other stuff. Let me make sure my volume is up here.
6. Volume set. Volume 9. 10.
Okay. So
12:09 p.m. Friday, April 5th. Wi-Fi state.
let me come out of that menu. Okay.
Call. 1 of
So
7.
calling, yes, multiple ways of calling. I can use the keypad, type in the number, hit the OK. I can, like I said, hit that dictation button, say call Bob. If Bob's in my contacts, it'll call. I can hit that same dictation button and say call and give it a phone number. I can also assign a speed button dial. So if I call Bob all the time, I can put him as number 1.
Messages. 2 of 7.
Texting, pretty much the same way. I can go into the menu and choose send a message to a contact or send a message to a number, put in that number, and then dictate my message if I wanted to, or type it out the old-fashioned way of texting. I can also hold down this dictation button and say send a message to Bob and then dictate my message as well.
Contacts. 3 of 7.
So the next thing down is contacts. So I can put, and people always ask, how many contacts can you put it? I mean, I actually know somebody who has over 1,000 contacts in their BlindShell. So it is up to you on how many you want to put in there. So with your contacts, you can assign a specific ringtone to them if you want as well.
Applications. 4 of 7.
So the applications are the meaty part of the phone, which sets us apart. So I'm going to hit OK on that, which is a tactile button above the number 1.
Internet browser. 1 of 13.
So you can use the internet on our phone. Again, you can dictate the search if you want to, if you don't want to type it.
Tools. 2 of
So
13.
I'll just open that real quick.
Alarm. 1 of 16.
So it has an alarm that you can say every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you get up at 6, but every Tuesday, Thursday, you get up at 8. You can do that. You can set your alarm differently for every day.
Calculator.
Has
2
the
of 16.
calculator.
Calendar. 3 of 16.
So the calendar will allow you to schedule your appointments and then get a reminder of your upcoming appointments.
Checklist. 4 of 16.
That is if you want to create like a grocery list or a to-do list and then check them off as you do them.
Currency converter. 5 of 16.
That is converting US dollars to other currencies or back the other way.
File manager. 6 of 16.
So the file manager allows you to move files from your internal storage to an SD card. And the largest I've tried on here is a 256 SD card, and it worked just fine.
Flashlight. 7 of 16.
So it does have a flashlight, and the flashlight will click to let you know it's on.
Interval timer. 8 of 16.
So this is used for, say somebody has a workout routine where they're 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. You can set the timer to do that. And you can also have then the timer in the background. So you could play your music or something on the radio while that timer is doing the 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off.
Minute timer. 9 of 16.
Basically, minute timer. You can use that for cooking.
NFC and QR reader. 10 of 16.
So we have a QR code reader because that's a popular thing now. You go into a restaurant, the menu is on a QR code, so you can do that with your BlindShell.
Notes. 11 of
Notes
16.
is a way that you could record notes, so you can either type them in or you can use the dictation button, and the note's going to come out in this BlindShell voice that I have picked, versus the voice recorder, which would be a way to record a meeting or to record notes, but then that'll be with your own voice.
Stopwatch. 12 of 16. Translator. 13 of
Translator
16.
is a great way to find out how do you say a word in this language, or somebody sent me this phrase in a different language. What does that mean in English?
Unit converter. 14
So
of
that's,
16.
How to convert, like inches to centimeters, and great for cooking, teaspoons, cups, all that kind of stuff.
Voice recorder. 15
There's that
of
voice
16.
recorder,
Weather.
and there's
16
your
of
weather.
16.
So I'm going to back out. There's a slash, diagonal slash above the 3 tactile. I'll just use that to back out.
Tools. 2 of 13.
And I'll go down.
Communication. 3 of 13.
So communication, can open that one.
Email. 1 of 5.
So you can have multiple email accounts on here.
Facebook Messenger 2.
We have
2 of
Facebook
5.
Messenger. That's the newest version.
Skype Lite. 3 of 5. WhatsApp. 4 of 5.
So WhatsApp, they just did an update on WhatsApp this morning, I saw.
Zoom video
And
conferences.
we have Zoom.
5 of 5.
So you can log into all your meetings with your BlindShell. So I'm going to back out.
Communication. Media. 4
So
of 13.
media is a pretty big one. So we'll open
Audible.
that.
1 of 16.
So if you have an Audible account already, you can just log in with your username and password.
BBC Sounds. Radio and podcasts.
So that's
2
if
of
you
16.
like the British comedy and podcasts and music. That's all there. And it's all free.
Camera. 3 of 16.
So we do have a camera that you can take still shots. And again, like the flashlight, it'll click, click, click to let you know that it is open. And when you save your picture, you're saving it in your own voice. So you're giving it the description. So you'll know this is the picture of your dog running through the park versus J6725. Because when you want to share that picture, you'll know exactly what you're sharing.
Document reader. 4 of 16.
Document reader is a great way to save documents, say from an email. If you're going to a conference and you want to keep the schedule of events, you can put in your document reader, and then you don't have to sort through that email.
FM radio. 5 of 16.
FM radio.
Images.
Images
6 of
are your
16.
pictures.
Internet radio. 7
Internet
of
radio,
16.
you can listen to radio stations from all over the world.
Music player. 8 of 16.
So if you have a playlist on your SD card or an audio described movie, you can listen to it in the music player.
Podcast player. 9 of 16.
Podcast player, people love our podcast player because it's simple to use. First, it'll list the top 100 podcasts of your country, but then you could go in and add your own.
Zero. 10 of 16.
Zero is a great way if you like audio described movies. This is a subscription-based app. So the app itself is free, but you would pay Zero for the subscription. And I think it's $66 a year. So people can get all the audio described movies, radio reading services, magazines. Now, some of that stuff is free, so you can enjoy the Zero app without paying the subscription. But if you want all of the premium stuff, you'd get the subscription.
Shazam. Song recognition. 11 of 16.
So that's if you hear a song and you're like, what is that song? You can open up your Shazam and find out.
Spotify. 12 of 16.
So we have Spotify, and this is the premium version. So if you are a Spotify subscriber, you would log in with your username and password, and then you're good to go.
Talking newspaper. 13 of 16.
This is a way to get newspapers from all over the world, and they're all read by volunteers.
Video camera. 14
So
of
we
16.
do have a video camera
Video player.
and a video
15 of
player to play
16.
those videos that you've taken.
YouTube.
And we have
16 of
YouTube.
16.
And again, people love our YouTube because it's laid out in such a way that it's easy to search up a video. I have a very hard time trying to find a YouTube video on an iPhone, but with the BlindShell, it is so easy to get to that video that I'm looking for. So I'm going to
Media.
back
4
out.
of 13. Books.
So
5 of
books,
13.
quickly, that's your Bard. That's how to listen to your Library of Congress books. Again, if you have a Bard mobile account, you log in with your username and password. And then we also have LibriVox, which is a public domain reading service. All the books are read by volunteers. And that's where you'll find classics and the Bible and Winnie the Pooh. It's all like public domain books. And some of them are actually dramatizations of the book. I know Dickens' A Christmas Carol, there's a really great dramatization of that has like 15 or 20 different people playing all the characters in the book.
Games. 6 of
So
13.
games, let me just open that one really quick.
Chess.
So
1
we
of
have
10.
chess.
Dice roller.
Dice
2 of
roller
10.
is basically that. If you need to play a game with dice and nobody can see them, then you can have the phone roll the dice.
Hangman. 3 of 10.
Hangman, that was just updated this morning.
Mastermind. 4 of 10. Mau Mau. 5 of 10.
That's a card game.
Memory game. 6 of 10. Minesweeper. 7 of 10. Simon. 8 of 10. Tic-tac-toe. 9 of 10. Lumpus. 10 of 10.
And Wumpus is a game where you shoot arrows at a caveman. So I'm going to back out of that one.
That is a favorite amongst
6
many.
of 13.
That seems to be a favorite among our senior ladies for some reason. They just get so excited when they kill that caveman.
Vision aids.
Interesting.
Games.
Okay.
Vision aids.
So vision aids,
7
this
of
is the
13.
important one. So I'll open that one.
And I
Ira
just want to say,
Explorer.
as we
1 of
go
11.
into this category, we spent a significant amount of time to bring these specific apps. Well, a lot of the apps that we have on the phone, but this is a very important category that we've really collaborated and making sure that we have the most, really the key apps available today for the blind community.
Yeah. So we have Ira. So if you're an Ira subscriber, then you could log in. It's really easy. You just put in your phone number and you'll get a code, and then you put in that code and then you're in. So Ira is a paid subscription, but you do get free 5 minutes. I think it's every
other day, I think it is
every
right
other
now.
day and then it also, a lot of airports are free Ira. Starbucks is free Ira. Target is free Ira. So there's a lot of places that you can use it. So even if you're not paying for a subscription, it's good to at least have it on your phone for those places. That little click you hear is the phone putting itself to sleep to save the battery. And a lot of people say, my phone keeps taking pictures. And no, it's just the phone putting itself to sleep so that it saves the battery, which, by the way, the battery lasts about 90 hours in between charges.
Ira Explorer.
Any key
1
will
of
wake
11.
it up. So I woke it up.
Be My Eyes.
So we have
2 of
Be
11.
My Eyes as well. And we also have the Be My AI feature on there. So if, again, if you're already Be My Eyes user on a different device, you will just log in with your username and your password. And if you're not already a user, you can register right here on the phone and become a Be My Eyes user.
Let's talk about, Diane, as far as the Be My Eyes, how maybe you would use Be My Eyes, and also let's talk about the incredible features of the AI feature, because it's something I think it's gained a lot of attention. A lot of people are really utilizing that feature, and it's become I think a lifesaver for so many.
Oh yeah, so Be My Eyes. Well, okay, let me go in for those who don't know the difference between Ira and Be My Eyes. So Ira, their staff, they're called agents, they're paid, they're bonded. So I feel very comfortable showing them something financial, or I just got this credit card in mail, can you read it? Be My Eyes, those are all volunteers. So I'm leery about what I show them. I wouldn't show them anything financial or anything personal. Sorting through mail, okay, the outside of the envelope, yeah, they could do that. Be My Eyes is also great for, you know, what setting is my stove at? What setting is my washing machine at? What color are my clothes? If you wanted to talk to a person. But the Be My AI is great for, I mean, you don't even need a color identifier anymore, because Be My AI will tell you what color everything is. It'll tell you if you put a shirt and pants down and take a picture of it, it'll tell you if they match. It'll tell you if you have any stains on your clothes. People who have been born totally blind and have been going to the same church for 50, 60 years are calling me up, and they're practically in tears because they said they're taking pictures of their church now, and they actually know what it looks like. I mean, it's different than somebody says, okay, this is brown. Yeah, this has that, you know, there's 12 pews on the right and 12 on the left. It's different than actually getting AI telling you what it looks like. It's actually given people chills to know now what something looks like. I have a customer who said for the first time, he can actually look out his window, basically, by taking a Be My AI picture and know what it's like outside. You know, first time in his life, he's been able to do that. So it's really a revolutionary app for all of us.
And then the
So
cool thing on top of all of that, within the AI feature, you can go ahead and ask it questions based on the image that it just captured.
Yeah, so you can take a picture of an invoice you get in the mail, and you can just say, what is the due date? Or how much do I owe? And it'll tell you.
Yeah, it's nice how it summarizes it for you.
Yep, and it's free.
It is
Totally free.
Be My Eyes. Beepers. 3 of
So
11.
beepers are a separate purchase. They work like an air tag or a tile.
Color indicator. 4 of
So
11.
we do have a color identifier on here. And I always say it works as well as any app-based color ID.
Envision AI. 5 of 11.
So Envision AI is our latest app to come on to BlindShell. So it's a great app to, again, read your mail. It will turn text into speech. So you can do a quick scan if you want to just scan quickly your mail, or it has a way to scan an entire document. It can do batch scanning. So if you have something that's several pages and you want to batch scan it so that you could read it all at once, you could do that as well. It also has a color identifier built into it. And that has hundreds and hundreds of different languages that you can switch it to if English isn't your preferred language.
Google Lookout. 6 of 11.
Google Lookout is another app that will allow you to read your mail. Again, you can do a quick scan, you can do a document scan. Google Lookout has a currency identifier. So it's a great tool to have if you want to know, do you have a 1 or a 20?
Or, you know, you
Localization.
sort of go back to
7 of
Google
11.
Lookout as well. And we had the opportunity to recently meet the head of the Google Lookout team, and stay tuned for some additional collaborations there between BlindShell and Google Lookout. But I also wanted, Diane, can you just like share that one story in particular with Google Lookout, how you were assisting a customer overseas in India and how that worked out, and what we were able to do for that person?
Yeah, so I was actually on a three-way call. The daughter who lives in California bought the phone for her mom in India. And we went to Google Lookout, and we were able to switch the language so that she was able to scan things in her own language and also scan her own currency. And the lady just couldn't believe that she was able to do this now, because she's living on her own over there. And now she feels that she has much more security and independence. And also, there's that click again. I have a lady who would literally just hand her cab driver just wads of bills and hope that they were honest. And I'm like, no, you don't do that. So I set her Google Lookout to the currency reader. So anytime she opens it, she now scans her bills and she knows what she's handing people.
And by the way, just like
Localization.
that
7
button
of
that
11.
we have on the right-hand side of the phone, which is activates voice commands, it is also doubled as your favorites as well as your favorites menu. So like Diane was saying, she saved this person's in her favorites, Google Lookout straight to the currency reader.
Mhm.
And so it was quickly accessible instead of just digging down through the menus to get to Google Lookout to get to that feature. So that is possible.
Yes, yep. And also you can hold down that dictate button and say, open Google Lookout or open weather if you don't want to go through all these menus.
Magnifying glass.
So we have a
8 of
magnifier
11.
glass on here. It's works about a 3x to an 8x. So it's like having a little video magnifier in your pocket, and you can change the contrast as well.
NFC object tagging. 9 of 11.
So those are little tags. You get 3 in the box, and you would pair the tag to the phone, and then you can record a little message on it. So if you wanted to label your shoe boxes or files, you can do that as well.
Script Talk Mobile. 10 of 11.
So we have Script Talk, and if you get your Script Talk labels from your pharmacist, then you would use the back of the phone to read that Script Talk label. So you can do a quick scan where it would just say, you know, what the medication is, or the full scan will tell you everything about the medication, the side effects, the doctor that prescribed it, when your next refill is. It's a great app to have if you're somebody who has, you know, medications that you need to identify.
Way
Yeah,
around. Scan
And I
and
just
tag.
back on
11
the
of
Script
11.
Talk side, we're talking about thousands of pharmacies across the US, like Walmart, like CVS, accessible pharmacy that provide the Script Talk labels at no additional cost. Just have to request them. They'll provide it. They'll put it on all the bottles and packaging, and you can quickly identify your medications and determine what you need to do at which time.
Yeah, and then we also have way around on here. So if you're somebody who uses those way around tags, you can read the tags again. It's on the back of the phone is where you would pair the tag to so that you can record your message and then also read the tags. So I'm going to back out,
Vision aids.
go
7
down
of
to our
13.
next thing.
Hobby. 8 of 13.
Hobbies is a guitar tuner and a metronome.
Travel. 9 of 13.
Travel is an app called Lazarillo.
Health and Fit. 10 of 13.
Health and Fit is a step counter. So you would just put in some demographic information like your age, your weight, the estimated length of your stride, and then you can use it as your step counter.
Online. 11 of 13.
Online is Alexa. So we have Alexa built into it.
Shopping. 12 of 13.
Shopping is Amazon. So we have log in with your Amazon username and password, or you can create an account on the phone. Sometimes that can be a little tricky because they want you, you know, that CAPTCHA thing, which is the worst thing ever invented. But so if you can, I would suggest doing the creating an Amazon account on a computer and then just signing in on the phone.
App catalog.
And then there's
13 of
our app
13.
catalog. So the BlindShell is a closed platform. You can only use the apps that are in our app catalog. And the reason is because we like to keep the phone accessible. If people are just downloading any app they want, then the phone is going to lose its accessibility. And we continue to add applications all the time. So back out.
Applications.
Speaking as far as
settings.
when new
5 of 7.
applications come out, or even if we have like system updates, all those updates are sent over the air. It's called OTA, over the air. And so, for example, when a new app came out a few weeks ago for Envision, all BlindShell users around the globe received an update in their notifications that there is a new app available in the app catalog. And if you're interested in that specific application, then you can go ahead and download it and install it on the phone.
Yeah, and so if somebody is already looking at this saying, oh my gosh, this is just way too much. I just, you know, I don't want all this on my phone. Well, you don't have to. The phone can be as simple as you want or as advanced as you want. You have the option to choose what you want to download onto it.
I
So the
also
next-
want to, while Diane's mentioning that, we do have, and we see that a lot of people like, say, I just want to start off with I just want a phone to make phone calls and, light text messaging. Then people get the phone after maybe a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever that learning curve is. People then start to explore some of the other options. And we see this great natural progression for those who maybe are less tech savvy, who are exploring, getting used to and familiarizing themselves with the phone, and then are really starting to benefit and utilize all the other features.
Absolutely, yep. So settings, you can change the voice. There's 8 different Google voices, and then within those, so there's 8 Google voices, but there's 19 different languages built into the phone. So if I choose English, then I can go into that and there's like 100 different variations of English I could choose. So if I wanted to have like the Australian guy, I could do that, or the Irish lady. I can change how my phone sounds. You can also change the screen. So you can change the size of the font. You can change the contrast. You can speed it up. You can slow it down. You can change the ringtone. There's over 100 different ringtones built into the phone, or you can go onto the internet browser on the phone and download a customized ringtone to the phone as well. You can, this is also in the settings, how you format your SD card that you put in here. You can add things to your favorites from the settings. You can change your profile, so you can put it on airplane mode, or you can change if you want it to ring or vibrate, be silent, all that kind of stuff as well.
Settings. 5 of manual.
Setting, and then
6 of 7.
manual. So there's a manual built into the phone. If you want to look up on how something is done, or when you just get your phone, you want to read through the manual, it's all right there.
Turn off the phone.
And then the last thing is
7.
turning off the phone. So that's just a quick overview of what is inside of the phone.
Yeah, and I just want us also to point out that, and Diane spearheaded this little project because we have a lot of requests and people asking, well, what hearing aids are compatible with the BlindShell Classic 2, or are hearing aids in general compatible with the BlindShell Classic 2? So first of all, going back to when we talk about the hardware, the phone has a physical headphone jack that you could plug in an actual headphone. The phone does come with a pair of earbud style headphones that you can plug right in. On top of that, it has Bluetooth capability for external speakers and headphones. But let's talk about for a second, as far as the compatibility when it comes to hearing aids. Diane, again, want to share about that study that you did with Towson University?
Yeah, so Towson University, which is our local university, has a great audiology department. So I contacted them, told them about our phone, and said we get a lot of requests for people who want to know what hearing aids will pair with it. So they tested our phone and they came back with some things, and the head of the department says, not good enough. I want you to test, order, whatever you need. And they provided us a very nice brochure on what is going to pair. So yeah. I don't know, Barry, do you have that in front of you? Or
yeah, I do. Yeah, so for example, from Resound, there are multiple hearing aids within the Resound product line that will pair up with the BlindShell Classic 2. You would need the Resound hearing aid plus the Resound phone clip to pair with the BlindShell Classic 2. The same thing with Oticon. There are a couple of different versions there as well that you would need the Oticon Connect clip to pair with the BlindShell Classic 2. And then Phonak, you can connect several of their hearing aids directly to the BlindShell Classic 2. So yeah, it's definitely a great study that we did. We're very thankful for Towson University for spending the time and the resources to put this together for us, and it's definitely helping out a lot of people.
Yeah.
Let's talk about for a moment here before we go into the Q&A. I want to talk about mobile phone service. So there are a couple things first. So T-Mobile, as we always say, is the preferred provider for the BlindShell Classic 2. It's very simple. If you're getting new service, you can go to T-Mobile or to any of the wireless carriers that are using T-Mobile towers. You get yourself a micro SIM card from your wireless provider, you put it in, and you're good to go. The phone will also work with Verizon and AT&T. There are a couple of different, multiple additional steps to if you're going to be using Verizon or AT&T. We have those features, those steps available, and can provide them as necessary. So basically, in a nutshell, T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T are your three primary wireless carriers. In addition, like Dina mentioned early on, we have our own program called BlindShell Mobile. Now, BlindShell Mobile today currently offers a free monthly wireless service promotional plan for eligible participants, and we could talk about the eligibility as well. That program offers free unlimited talk, text, a SIM card for your phone, and up to 5 gig of data, which is a very generous amount of data. In order to receive that promotional plan, the requirements, the eligibility are as follows. One, it's based on income. So if someone in a single family household earns up to $29,160, they are entitled to receive our free monthly wireless program. If someone is also independently, if they are also receiving benefits such as Medicaid, SSI, veterans or veterans pensions fund, if someone received a Pell Grant during the current award year, those are also automatic eligibility requirements. So a lot of great ways to obtain that free monthly wireless service. And you can learn more about that through blindshellmobile.com. That's BlindShell mobile, mobile.com. And we're happy to provide more information if anyone needs additional details on that. But great program to definitely help out individuals who meet the criteria. Diane, is there anything that you want to, actually, I want to say a couple more things. There are a lot of people out there that may sometimes, have this fear when it comes to new technology. So what we have done, we've created a weekly live stream that Diane hosts together with our good ambassador, Cindy Levon, for the most of the part. It's held every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern via the ACB community platform. And it's a 1-hour live stream that takes more of a deeper dive into the features and applications and how to, really maximize your usage of your BlindShell Classic 2. In addition, all of those BlindShell 101s, the live streams, they are recorded as podcasts, and you can actually access them through the podcast player on your BlindShell Classic 2. Again, fantastic resource that is available every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Furthermore, there are 2 listserv communities that are basically like digital bulletin boards. BlindShell USA does not own them. We're not affiliated with them. However, we do monitor them. And it's, when I mentioned early on in this live stream today, is that we're all about the community. And this community really steps up to the plate when people post questions on these listserv boards. The community responds, and it's really just whether it's a technical question, whether someone who's a regular maybe is having, going through a difficult time, maybe someone in their family had surgery or someone, whatever it may be, the community cares. And it's just really, it makes me very proud to see the warmth and the commitment that people have to overall to helping other individuals. So want to really share that and express that. Diane, is there anything that we are missing here?
The mentor program.
Yes, Diane, that's your baby. So please go ahead and share that with everyone.
So we developed this mentor program, and if you are a new BlindShell user and you feel you need additional support than maybe, just calling us on Monday through Friday during office hours, we connect you with an experienced BlindShell user. And they could be anywhere in the country because everything is done over the phone. And that person will become your mentor and will guide you through the use of the BlindShell. And what we've noticed is not only are they becoming your mentor, but friendships are developing. In fact, the crazy thing is I just paired up two people. I try to pair people up based on what their personalities. And I paired up these two ladies, and then I found out that they've actually have been in the same prayer group for years and years and years, but never met. And they were just so excited that they finally got to meet each other. Like they just would see the other person's name on this prayer group for years, and now they're paired up and they've become instant friends.
Yeah, so I'm seeing a couple questions here, and Dina from the Carroll Center, I guess we can definitely start opening things up for Q&A. And
Okay,
I'm
great.
going to go ahead and just address the two that are in the chat right now. Yes, the BlindShell Mobile, the free promotional wireless service, is available across 47 states. With the 3 states that are not included today are Alaska, California, and Louisiana. So all other states are included, and that means Massachusetts is included within our program. Another question talked about additional tutorials or other training materials for new users. So Diane, we want to just again reiterate and elaborate on that as far as tutorials and training materials.
We do have the manual on our website in PDF or Word version. We also, there's tons of videos out there. If you would just do a Google search for, BlindShell Classic 2 tutorials. Also, Mystic Access has created a 13-hour tutorial where they're not just saying, do this, they're actually performing the tasks, and you can follow along with your own BlindShell while they're doing that. So if you're interested in that, you can contact Mystic Access.
Can I just ask a quick question? This is Dina.
Yeah.
Diane, can you just kind of just do another quick summary about the difference of being able to use the BlindShell versus an iPhone? I know the gesturing is a big one, gesturing, etc. Is there anything else that kind of separates it? Because, we're seeing a lot of clients who are struggling with an iPhone because of that, who might have fine motor or other challenges. So I wonder if you could just highlight a summary of that again.
Sure. So yeah, the big one is the gesturing. Do I double tap? Do I triple tap? Do I swipe? What do I do? You don't have to worry about the BlindShell because it's all menu driven. It's just using these bars in the middle to go up and down, selecting the tactile OK, and then selecting the diagonal slash to go back, or using the voice dictation. So if I hold down the button, open weather.
Opening weather.
So I can
Local weather.
I can get to my applications that way. I would say the big difference is in how, let me close that, in how our applications work. Like I said, the YouTube, I've worked in technology many years, and I struggle with YouTube on iOS, but with our device, it's simply clicking OK on the search and, either typing in my search or voice dictating my search, and then 20 videos will come up, and then I can choose the one I want. So it's the fact that we're laid out in as a menu driven phone that makes our phone easier to use.
In addition to the actual physical keypad and tactile buttons.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, we and to the whole audience here or participating today, we do see a lot of people abandoning, traditional smartphones specifically for those reasons, out of frustration. And, there was a story not too long ago where this individual purchased a BlindShell Classic 2 to replace her iPhone. And she shared with us feedback that she had an iPhone for 3 years, and what she was able to accomplish with a BlindShell within 1 week really was just like monumental as far as being able to do so much more than what she ever did with her iPhone over that 3-year period. So it's nice to see that we have this platform that is truly accessible, and it's providing great benefit and just adding greater independence.
I think also it feels good in your hands. It's sturdy. And for somebody who may have some issues with dexterity, they can grip it, they can hold on to it, they can actually feel these tactile buttons.
All right, so we have a couple questions. So Dina Aberson, I unmuted you. Do you want to ask a question?
Oh, I was just wondering, is the Mystic Access tutorial, is that free?
No, they charge for it. And
Okay.
I honestly don't know what the price is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dina.
Can you add a contact more easily to the phone?
I can go in and show you that, how to do that.
1249 call. Message. Contact.
So I'm going to open
3 of 6.
contacts.
Contacts list.
And I'm
1 of
going to
6.
go down with the bar
Add new contact.
to add a new
2 of
contact.
6. First name. 1 of 9.
So there's 8 things you can add in your contacts. The last thing is save contacts. So first name, I'm going to hit OK.
First name.
So I can type it or I can dictate John.
John.
Okay, I'll hit OK.
First name.
Go down,
John. Surname.
hit
2 of 9.
OK.
Surname.
Johnson,
Johnson.
hit OK.
Surname.
Go
Johnson.
down,
2 of 9. Mobile. 3
hit
of 9.
OK.
Mobile.
Put in a phone number
5 2
because
0
you can't dictate the number.
4.
So Diane,
1
Yeah.
2.
when you say bar, can you elaborate what bar you mean? Is it like a button on the front or the side?
It's on the bars are on the front. They feel like they're just literally tactile bars, and they're one on top of the other. Think of them as arrows. One,
Okay.
the top one takes you up, the bottom one takes you down.
Great. Okay.
So let me just
5 4 1.
okay.
2.
So I'll hit OK,
Mobile. 5204.
and then I just go
Oh,
down,
or other. Email address. Postal ad. Save contact.
save contact,
9 of
hit
9.
OK,
Contact saved.
and now that
Add new
contact is
contact.
saved.
2 of 6.
And you could also you can save up to 10 speed dials from the face of the phone through the keypad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I think also is it 0?
The emergency,
emergency
button on the back.
back
yeah.
exactly.
And can you elaborate on the additional training materials or tutorials for a new user?
I'm sorry, what was that? Because there was a chat coming through my phone as well. I didn't
Can
get it.
you elaborate on the training or tutorial resources for new users?
So somebody can always call us and say, I just got my phone. What do I do? And we'll get you set up. We'll get you started. We always accept phone calls for training purposes. We have people that call us every day, and that's fine because that's what we're here for. There's also the manual built into the phone. The manual's online if somebody wants to print it out. It does come with a manual in the box, but the print is really, really tiny. And again, if there's something that I don't know, I'll literally Google how to do such and such on the BlindShell, and there'll be a video out there or a text version on how to do it.
Yeah, and on top of that, we also have the BlindShell 101. We also have the listserv group. So there's really many ways to get answers pretty quickly as far as how to perform certain features and functionality of the phone.
Right. And sorry, Barry, did you mention what carrier is you can use with the phone, or
Yes,
which
yes.
one is part
Yeah,
of?
so we always tell individuals T-Mobile is the preferred, and that goes with T-Mobile and other carriers that use T-Mobile towers. Diane, can you name a few of those some of those companies
Oh,
that
we
use?
have Tello, Mint, Metro.
And yeah,
Anybody uses their towers.
yeah, I mean, there's some great, affordable, very affordable and economical plans out there. I think Tello, Diane, how much it was like Tello, a monthly plan with Tello?
So for my demo, I get unlimited talk, unlimited text, and might be 2 gigabytes of data, and it's $7 a month.
Yeah, so there's great options out there. On top of that, you can use Verizon as well, straight Verizon, not any of their affiliates. And you could also use AT&T. Just be aware that with AT&T, there needs to be a setting adjustment to what we call the APN setting once you put in an AT&T SIM card. And Verizon, if you're getting a brand new account, we need to give the retail store some instructions on how to make that work. But basically, all three major wireless carriers and plus the MVNOs, as they're called, that use T-Mobile towers.
Yeah, you can also use consumer cellular with setting changes.
So there's a question that came up in the chat. Does it have Find My Phone if I can't find it? And how does that work? So to my knowledge, we don't have a specific function like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Diane. No,
No, we don't.
we do have beepers, those beepers that you can place on different, items and objects, and that you could find with your phone. Yes, for the question was yes. So our free BlindShell mobile promotional plan is not available in the state of California. Not available in the state of California. Dina, let's go ahead. This is a Carroll Center live stream, and let's talk about. There's a question that come up in the chat as far as where people can purchase the phones. So let's
you
talk about
can
the Carroll
purchase
Center.
it. Yep, you can purchase it through the Carroll store. We are running a special for $4.89 for the phone through, I think, Tuesday. Jerry Chiarelli, our store coordinator, is on the call. He certainly can answer any questions as well about the purchase. It comes in red or black are the ones we have in stock, right?
Yes, those are that's usually the most difficult question. What color would you like?
Right. There you go. Two options. Right. Yeah.
And just the website for the Carroll Center is Carroll. It's carroll.org/store. Carroll.org/store.
Correct.
And Jerry, if someone wants to give you a call at the store, can they do that?
Absolutely. The number for the store is 617-969-6200-240.
Excellent.
Somebody had a question about T-Mobile and good internet connection. I mean, I actually have T-Mobile and I don't have a problem.
Yeah,
It just depends where you live.
I think, a lot depends on your geographic location. I think no matter what carrier a person has, we all experience various different hiccups sometimes. So, it's hard to say this carrier is going to be 100% perfect. I would say it's impossible. But, the phone also, by the way, can connect to your home Wi-Fi network. And you could also use the phone as a mobile hotspot as well.
Right.
Any other questions out there? Yeah, I mean, I think, we're just grateful for first of all, for being here today, Dina and Jerry, and thanks so much for having us. But I really want to stress that, we're all about accessibility, providing a device. When you probably joined this conversation, the live stream, you thought we're just going to talk about a, traditional cell phone. The BlindShell Classic 2 goes well beyond a traditional cell phone. It's what we call an all-in-one device because it just has so many features and so many great applications that are really truly dedicated to the low vision and blind community. That's all we focus on. And we're committed to continuing to further develop, enhance. There are many additional applications in the works, and it's a great time to be part of this rapidly growing community.
Yeah. We will send an email to participants with the recording of today's webinar, and we will probably share it on our website and or social media. So that will happen probably in a couple days. And I just posted the Carroll Center link to the store site. And you can look for the BlindShell is actually on the homepage, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So any other questions? Do we have somebody's hand raised? Oh, Alexandria, do you want to ask your question?
You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah, you need to unmute. I think I allowed you to talk, but no, maybe not. Okay. All right. Well, Barry and Diane, thank you so much for being with us today. Really appreciate your time. And thank you for bringing this product to the United States. I know Barry used a lot of labor of love to get this product out there, and especially getting after the sort of end of the free access, cell phone access that the government ran, that you were able to get a funder to extend that opportunity to eligible participants. So that's amazing. So thank you for doing that for the blindness community. I think that's incredible.
Thank you. You're very welcome. It's our pleasure. I mean, that's just a small, piece of our commitment, and we're all in as far as providing, accessible communication and greater independence for all. So thank you.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't look at the unmute thing. Thank you so much. I love this idea. And in the future, you say that you are going to add more applications, because I use the smart things that is not too accessible, but it's the one that I use with my washer and dryer and my oven. So you're going to in the iRobot too. I don't know if you are going to add in the future that applications.
Which application?
iRobot, like the Roomba, the vacuum.
Oh,
For iRobot products.
iRobot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll look into that.
Okay, and the smart things that Samsung to use the washer, dryer, and the oven.
Okay. we like suggestions, because we take every suggestion very seriously. I can't promise that it's going to happen overnight, but
I know
we really do our best to add applications that will be used by individuals on a frequent basis. Again, we've gotten all sorts of requests. We've had a request for a Hawaiian Airlines app, so that's probably very limited as far as usage. But this iRobot and smart things, we're going to look into it, and we'll see what we can do. And of course, we have there's the IRA aspect, the Be My Eyes aspect, and those tools that can provide that immediate assistance today. So if there's something that you need help with, but we appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. All right. Thank you, everybody, for attending today. We appreciate you joining us, and we hope to see you at other presentations or on campus at the Carroll Center. So thanks again to our presenters and our attendees for joining us.
Thank you, Dina. Thank you, Jerry. And thank you, everyone, for attending, for all the wonderful questions. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to the Carroll Center, or you can reach out to BlindShell USA.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.